Space, the final frontier. This is Jason McIntosh with McIntosh Applied Engineering. Unfortunately, I'm not the captain of the Starship Enterprise, but I am the creator of the Ares acoustic system. In this video, I'll be taking you through the fairly boring journey of installing Ares on your computer. To distribute the Ares installation files, we're presently using the hightail.com service. You'll receive an email, probably from me, that will contain a download link. This is an example email that you'll receive. As you can see, there's a download link to the right. I'm going to click on it, and this will take us to the hightail.com website. Off in the upper right corner of the website, there will be a link that says download. I'm going to select that, and I'm going to tell it to save the file. Now, I have my browser set to ask me where to save the file to. If you don't, you'll probably find it in your user's download directory. But I'm going to manually select my directory. So here's my C drive. And from the root directory, I'm going to create a new directory or folder that I'm going to call Ares. I'm going to go inside of it and save the zip file that I just downloaded. Now I'm going to open up Windows Explorer. You can access that by pressing the Windows E button if you'd like. I'm going to go to the C drive, and here's the directory in the C drive, and here's the directory I just created. I'm going to click into that. I'm going to go to the Ares zip file, and I'm going to right-click on it. I'm going to use the Windows command extract all, and I'm going to tell it that I want it to extract the files into the Ares directory. I don't want to create a new subfolder. So here's all the files. It consists of a number of PDFs. These are the manuals for the different modules. There's an Ares exe file. This is the main Ares executable. There's a readme.txt file. This contains information about installing Ares. Installation is also in the ares.pdf file. This is the main manual for all of Ares. The unzipping process also created a masks subdirectory. This contains some masks that are useful for the modeler module. And finally, there's another executable called May Internet Access Test. I'll get into this later. The next step is to run the Ares executable, so I'm going to double click on it. Windows is asking me to trust this, and so I will. The first thing you'll see is a disclaimer dialog box. Please read it and agree to the terms. When you run Ares for the first time, it's not going to find a license file, so it's going to put this dialog box up. Please fill this information out as best as you can. It really helps keep our records straight. So I'm going to enter my name. I'm going to skip the rest of the fields, but please don't. I'm just doing a test registration here. So once you fill out the fields, and you can provide an extra comment if you'd like, if there's anything extra you'd like us to know about, and then press Send License Request. This is going to cause Ares to go to the internet, access our web-based license server, and register your copy. Okay, so Ares has indicated that it successfully sent the request, and we will be enabling that as soon as we can. When you press OK, Ares then exits. Note that there is a new file in the Ares directory. It is the Ares license file. If you delete this, you will lose your license and you'll need to go through the registration process again. Also, the license that you're going to receive is specific for your installation. That includes your computer and even the directory that you've installed Ares in. So once you've received a license file, that license file is for this specific directory. You can install multiple versions of Ares in different directories, in which case your license file will be specific for that directory. I'm now going to go off screen and look for the license request and enable it so that we'll be able to run Ares. Once your license is enabled, you'll probably receive an email that you're ready to go and use it. So please give us your email address when you register. Okay, so I have activated this license. I'm going to go ahead and run Aries. The disclaimer dialog box pops up again. Please agree to it. And I'm going to shrink Aries to fit in my little display window here. To get information on your licenses, you can go to the Help menu. The first menu item, About Aries, provides you with your particular registration number. This one is 195, and what licenses you have and which license you're using. It's good to communicate this to us if you're having troubles with Aries. Select OK. To see which modules you have licenses for, you can pull down the New Module menu. The modules that you'll have a license for will be selectable. The ones that won't will be grayed out. The license that I gave this registration has all the modules enabled, so all of them are selectable. Occasionally, installations have problems. This is a list of some common problems that I've seen. The first one is that Aries doesn't have access to the May website. This is essential for registering Aries and for checking out your license when you run it. If you don't have access to it, you'll need to contact your IT department and request that May be put on a trusted website list. To test whether or not Aries will have access to this website, we provided this May Internet Access Test executable. You can go ahead and run that. Again, agree. And it brings up this simple dialog box. There's some instructions about how to use it, but if you simply click the Load and Display URL HTML text, this is just a very simple HTML file on our website, and inside of it, it has the text, Hello World from McIntosh Applied Engineering. If you see this text, then Aries should be able to access our license server. However, sometimes this text might say something about the website being blocked and contacting your IT department about gaining access to it. So if you don't see Hello World from McIntosh Applied Engineering, Aries will not have access to our license server. I'll close this out. The next most common problem is that Aries doesn't have write permissions for the directory that you placed it in. I normally like to use a simple directory such as C Aries. However, you can also use your users directory where Windows likes to store your personal information. That might be C users, your name, and then Aries. You can tell if Aries doesn't have write permissions by the license file not being created after the registration process. So if this file doesn't show up, Aries probably doesn't have write permissions to that directory. Finally, another problem that's common is that you've relocated Aries to a different directory after you've registered it. Maybe you've decided to better organize your files, but the license file is specific for the directory that Aries was in when you registered your copy. So don't move the Aries executable and any of its support files once you have a valid license file. So that's a brief walkthrough of the Aries installation process. If you have any questions or problems, please feel free to reach out to us at support@maellc.com. And I hope your journey for the rest of today is a lot more interesting than this video's been. Thank you for your time.